You guys were tuning up before we took our news break for a song. Oh, yes.
For Eddie.
It's not me, though. Why don't you tell the story about who this is for?
This is about, this was a song. There used to be a fellow named Eddie Balchowsky. And,
very well known
in
the Chicago nightclub and artistic community, music community.
Right. He was a concert pianist, and he went to fight in the Spanish Civil War. And he got his hand blown off. And consequently, they put him on morphine. He became a drug addict. He was known for being a drug addict and getting off of drugs. And in fact, he was in prison next to Carol Chessman, I believe, the cop killer.
Oh, in California.
And they considered him partly rehabilitated, Chessman. Not enough to not toast him, but they considered him partially rehabilitated from a meeting with Eddie. And when we met Eddie, he was cleaning up at a place called The Quiet Night, which was on Belmont and Sheffield.
Club owned by one Richard Harding.
Richard Harding,
yes,
wherever he is. And Eddie used to clean up all the time, and he slept on the pool table. And there was a dog, a white German Shepherd named Duke, that was the meanest motorcycle ever. This dog was so mean that they would ring a bell in the club to make sure that everybody was out before they let Duke loose. In fact, one assistant manager didn't make it, and the dog broke his arm.
Ooh.
The only person Duke would obey was Eddie. And after all the shows, Eddie would go up, and they had this piano, up to Quiet Night, and he could still play beautiful piano. And he'd get up there and play Beethoven and things, and we didn't know what it was. And Duke would go right under the piano stool and sit there. And we heard it one night. We were playing there, and we left the office late, and we heard this music coming out of the room. And what's that? And we went to see it, and there's Eddie playing the piano.
One-handed.
Well, it's like one-handed
But
stump.
he played with his other...
Yeah.
What was left?
And his stump, Jan, was called a stump. He used to call it a stump. And
I wasn't going to reiterate that for the fans
said.
out there.
And Duke wouldn't let you more than 10 feet away. So, and he would sit there all the time Eddie played, and Duke would just sit there and listen to music. So, we write songs. That's what we do. And it was this great thing. And I remember I got a new classical guitar, and it's the only song I ever wrote on that guitar. It's the only time I ever played it. And
he died a couple years ago, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I believe he fell off the L platform.
Oof.
Yeah, and they
up at Belmont there, and
I don't know where it was. I know they had I guess like a wake type or funeral thing at the Busy Bee.
Lots of people came to that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was
very popular.
He was a pretty good friend of ours.
He was a Chicago character.
Completely.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, they had a benefit for him at the Quiet Night, and Leo Kotke, and we sang, and I think Stevie Goodman and Bonnie, everybody that was around. And they collected about $15,000 or something like that. And Eddie was up there singing with his Spanish Civil War buddies, singing Spanish Civil War songs, getting toasted. So everybody else is up making presentations. We're back at the bar drinking as we normally were doing. And Eddie walks in, and we had a couple of drinks with him. And he asked, did they collect the money? We went, yeah, I guess it's in Richard's office. And apparently, Eddie just went in the office and took the money and got an airplane and went to Florida and bought a shrimp boat or something like that. And everybody else is going, oh, where's Mr. Balchowsky? We're going to give him his award now. And we're going, oh, well, he's gotten the case gone.
He's at the airport.
Yeah, he was just a great guy, and
a real legend.
Yeah, he was just one other Eddie Balchowsky story somebody told me. The police knew him very well. And apparently he was in, one of the 18th precinct or someplace. He was in a lockup or something, and probably drugs at that time. And he was wearing the, jumpsuit they give and everything. And I guess these police, there was a rookie, there was a new cop on the beat. Their new cop came in, so they ran this little game on him with Eddie's connivance. They came running out of the fingerprint room, and they came up to this guy, and he said, you got to go print this guy. We're having a heck of a time trying to get him printed. But you got to go in and do it. We're busy. And he walked in, and Eddie had stuck his stump in his mouth. And the cop came out. He almost needed counseling. He says, the guy swallowed his hand. I can't get it out of his mouth. He's going to die. So Eddie was that kind of guy, too. But he was very artistic. He was a kind of guy.
And he inspired this song.
Mm-hmm.
Let's listen.
Did I start or did you?
That's all right. I'll start.
We'll,
No, I'm kidding.
we'll both start it.
Okay, we haven't done
How'd
this
it
for a
go
while.
again?
Here we go for Eddie.
1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. He'd been dealt a bad hand, nearly 50 years old, cleaning glasses at night in a bar. Only one good hand for to play him his tunes on a piano, tired out and marred. And the stone angel hung on the wall up above, looked out blind all the nights long. When the one-armed man played to an empty saloon, she looked down and smiled as he played her his songs. Duke the white shepherd who guarded the room, never leaving the back of the bar, would climb up on the stage and curl up round his feet as to guard him and his music from harm. And the stone angel hung on the wall up above, looked out blind all the nights long. When the one-armed man played to an empty saloon, she looked down and smiled. She played her his songs. I heard him one night when he thought to be alone, and I lied and I did him a wrong. I can't give back the pleasure his music gave to me, I can only give him this song. He played better with one hand than most men with two, yet made posters for all of the stars. And I wish to my heart he could play for you, so you'd know just how happy you are. And the stone angel hung on the wall up above, and me and the big white dog all stopped once to listen to the one-armed man play, to the smiles in an empty saloon.
That's pretty. Did he hear you sing that? What was his reaction to that song?
I got my tattoo for that song.
Ah,
I really did.
Really?
And they made me get one, too.
A guy named Cliff Raven used to have a tattoo parlor on Belmont Avenue, and he's in California now. He came up to us after that album came out, and he said, "You don't know me. My name's Cliff Raven. I make tattoos." He said, "Eddie Balchowsky's a friend of mine." And I said, and I went and played the record, the song for him, and he really liked it. So I'll give you any tattoo you want for your song. So I said, "Art for art." So I got my tattoo
how about that?
for Eddie's song. You know, there's been 7 or 8 songs written about Eddie.
Yours is the most poignant I've ever heard.
That's what I say, but
Yeah. But, then again,
but yes.
but what the heck? Now we got to pay a royalty because we performed it here. There'll be a little something in the envelope for you.
Hey, every little bit.
That's okay with me. We still have some time. If you want to pop in here, our phone number is 591-ROCK, 591-ROLL. As a matter of fact, I think this will help out.
Eddie Schwartz is taking your calls at 591-7625 and 591-7655. Stay up with Eddie on 97.9, the Loop FM.
Yeah, if you can keep it up, by all means, please do.